Time. Strayer University. Let's get it, America.
Good morning, America. Breaking news. Heavy rains from Irma on the move. The deadly storm leaves flooding and destruction in its path, lashing Georgia and South Carolina with downpours and record storm surge. The terrifying moment this tree collapses, a driver slams right into it. Major cities underwater, dramatic rescues as millions displaced try to get home, facing weeks without power. The storm now moves into Tennessee and the new track for Hurricane Jose.
Major warning, up to 1 million cars damaged by Irma and Harvey could find their way on the market. How owners may try to hide the problems, what you need to look for before buying a car.
Hold the phone. All eyes on Apple as they get ready to unveil what could be the most expensive iPhone ever. What we're learning about the new screen, the camera, and could you charge it without plugging it in?
And miracle survival. This plane going in for a landing, then clipping a tree and smashing into the ground. How the pilot walked away without an injury.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. Welcome back this Tuesday morning. Hurricane Irma may be breaking up. It's just a storm right now, but the impact profound. That's the Keys right there. You see that drone footage of the Florida Keys, probably hit hardest of anywhere in the United States.
But then overnight, Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina got the brunt of the storm. And in Florida, well, thousands are trying their best to get back home. The recovery, as we know, just getting started.
And millions are still without power. And take a look at this satellite image showing Florida before the storm, then take a look at it after.
Wow, check that out right there. As you said, Michael, at least 6.7 million customers across 5 states without power. Death toll is climbing. At least 11 people have been killed by the storm in the U.S., 37 in the Caribbean. The cost of damages could climb as high as $92 billion.
And across the Southeast, residents are dealing with record storm surge, flooding, and the aftermath. ABC's Lindsay Davis starts us off. She's in Jacksonville, Florida. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning to you, Robin. This is the St. Johns River right behind me, which rose to historic levels yesterday. So high, in fact, this one image really will tell you the story. Take a look at where this boat ended up, smashed against the side of the building.
This morning, Jacksonville is seeing the worst flooding in nearly a century. 10 inches of rainfall, along with massive storm surge, is leaving the city swamped. More than 100 water rescues in this neighborhood along the St. Johns River. The National Guard is sending in deep water vehicles and boats to help with all the rescues.
In these neighborhoods where they can't necessarily get to, there's a lot of residents in here that's stranded.
Residents were told to evacuate Wednesday, but many chose not to go. Georgia and South Carolina are also dealing with record storm surge after taking a lashing by Irma's winds and rains. Outside Charleston, waterspouts raged in from the churning seas as water gushed through the city, some parts waist deep.
It's impassable.
Streets filled with storm surge in less than 30 minutes, leaving this driver trapped. In Georgia, Irma knocked trees onto houses and cars. This video captures the moment a huge tree falls, and this SUV slams right into it. And Irma's winds made for turbulent skies over Myrtle Beach. This Allegiant flight attempting to land drifted sideways due to the winds from Irma.
The good news here in Jacksonville, power is being restored quickly and the flooding is going down faster than expected. George.
That is some good news, Lindsay. Okay, thanks very much. Let's bring in our chief meteorologist, Ginger Z. And Ginger, Irma finally on its last legs.
It feels good to say that, George, doesn't it? We've been talking about this storm for more than 12 days, and now from Wilmington back to Memphis, what's left of it, Irma that is, has been moving through, and it will still have some gusty winds and certainly some heavy rain, so you could see anywhere from 3 to 4 inches in a couple of pockets from northern Kentucky back through north Mississippi and parts of the Carolinas. But just in time, we've got to talk about Jose. You know, you heard about that hurricane, and now it's kind of making a little bit of a loop. It's way east of Irma, or what's left of Irma. The Bahamas is even west of Jose, but watch as it makes a little loop, tries to come back toward the United States. Here's the good news. Almost everything takes it and keeps it out to sea, but it will still kick up rough surf, You could see rip currents anywhere from South Carolina and Georgia coast up through North Carolina's Outer Banks and even up into parts of New England. Robin?
All right, Ginger, one of the hardest areas we know of Irma is the Florida Keys. The chain of islands at the southern tip of the state has one highway in and out. As residents return home this morning, they're seeing such incredible damage. Our Amy Robach flew over the area and saw it firsthand. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning to you, Robin. We have seen the power of wind and water over the past several days here in South Florida. Behind me is another stunning example, boat piled upon boat here at a marina in Miami, and it is a scene that we saw over and over again as we flew over the Florida Keys, and that devastation will be witnessed firsthand by the residents of the Florida Keys as Monroe County officials reopen that one road that leads in and out of the Keys this morning.
As residents are making their way back to the Keys for the first time this morning, these are the devastating images of Irma's destruction. The once paradise beaches filled with debris.
This is just north of where Hurricane Irma made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane, and you can see what it left behind here on the beaches of Marathon.
Streets lined with seaweed and shipwrecked boats. The iconic southernmost point in the U.S. battered by vicious waves. I saw it all firsthand as I flew over Marathon Key.
This is just incredible. See what happened to mobile homes, trailers here in Marathon. They are decimated.
About 80% of Keys residents are still without power.
There's an entire lot where mobile homes used to be completely empty because they got all pushed and smashed together. Incredible. So sad.
Monday, U.S. Senators Bill Nelson and Marco Rubio toured the damage with the National Guard, bringing in much-needed supplies. Key West, the most southern stretch, took the biggest beating.
I just hope everybody, survived. It's going to be a long road.
Areas like Key Largo and Long Key faring better than expected, but tempers were flaring Monday. Residents told they weren't allowed back in.
Right now, we don't know where to go.
And just to give you an idea how extensive the damage is in the Keys, the Department of Defense has warned residents, those people who decided to stay behind, not to evacuate the Keys, that they may now have to evacuate so that work crews can get in and clean up all the damage, guys.
Such anxious times there. All right, Amy, thank you.
And to add to that frustration, millions across Florida are still without power, and traffic is backing up as residents try to return home. And our chief national correspondent, Tom Yamas, was with some of those residents. And good morning to you, Tom.
Michael, good morning to you. And you know, when those people come home, some of them throughout Florida are coming home to communities like this. Look at the 7-Eleven, completely destroyed. Irma just mangled all that metal. And this morning we have our drone in the air. You can see it overhead right now at this busy intersection. Another hazard with all the power outages, there are no traffic lights in areas. People should be treating this intersection as a four-way stop, but as you can see, some just clearly run through it.
This morning, thousands of utility crews working around the clock to restore power.
People could be out of power for weeks.
Hurricane Irma's size and 140-mile-per-hour winds downing power lines, uprooting trees, and blowing transformers. Daylight showing a wake of destruction, but at night, the full scope of the struggle.
So it's nighttime now, and in certain parts of Florida, it is very dark because there's no power. We saw some people hanging outside the front of their house, so we're going to go talk to them now.
No power.
All right.
Over 24 hours now.
This couple took us inside their home. No power, no AC, no running water.
Wow, so this is pitch black, huh? It's complete darkness, and when I lose the flashlight, that's what it's like for a lot of people here in Florida.
The hardest part's not having air conditioning at this point.
Besides no power, others are dealing with no running water. Michelle Wells showed us how there's nothing coming out of her faucet and how they're getting by.
What about baths, things like that? What are you guys doing?
We filled up the bathtub, so we'll be good for a little bit, just like buckets, you know.
The other big hurdle for some, getting home. The millions forced to evacuate, now desperate to see if their homes survived Irma, starting to clog roadways. This line of cars trying to gain entry to Miami Beach, told by officials they're not allowed back in yet. Confusion and frustration as residents are forced to turn back while emergency crews check the condition of roads and bridges, clearing up large debris. But some are able to make it back, like Carolyn Anderson, We traveled with her as she returned to her home on Anna Maria Island.
There might be a few trees down and some power lines, but I think I have a house, and I'm so grateful.
So Carolyn, one of the lucky ones there, but as you can see with our drone overhead here in the Fort Myers area, not everyone that lucky. The 7-Eleven, Irma just chewed the 7-Eleven up, this gas station. The pumps don't work, and clearly you can't go inside. Some positive news, though, for those residents that live in Miami Beach. They are going to be allowed to return home today, and this number still so staggering. More than 6 million customers without power throughout Florida. Guys, back to you.
Staggering indeed.
Absolutely.
All right, Tom. Thank you. Now, an update on those who were stuck in the Caribbean after Hurricane Irma. Nearly 2,000 Americans have been evacuated, most of them from St. Martin on military flights. Now, the law requires them to reimburse the government, but the State Department says no American will be denied assistance. 4,600 U.S. service members are helping with relief efforts in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Cruise lines are also helping to evacuate stranded Americans. Royal Caribbean ships are delivering supplies, water, food, and clothing.
And Robin, as you know, President Trump and his team have been focusing on the federal response to Hurricane Irma. They're also dealing with friendly fire from former chief strategist Steve Bannon. In his first interview since leaving the White House, he took on the president's decision to fire FBI Director James Comey. And our senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega is in Washington with the details. Good morning, Cecilia.
George, good morning to you. He is calling that the worst mistake in modern political history. 3 weeks out of the job, and Steve Bannon is already causing some major headaches for his former colleagues here. Former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon is out and on the attack. 60 Minutes asked if Bannon would describe Comey's firing as the biggest mistake in political history.
That would probably be too bombastic even for me, but maybe modern political history.
So, the firing of James Comey was the biggest mistake in modern political history.
If you're saying that that's associated with me, then I'll leave it at that.
And he also claims that firing Comey led directly to special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation.
I don't think there's any doubt that if James Comey had not been fired, we would not have a special counsel, yes.
And now the White House is on the defense against one of its own.
We've been pretty clear what our position is, and certainly I think that has been shown in the days that followed that the president was right in firing Director Comey.
It is the controversial former aide's first television interview since leaving the White House, and Bannon also wages war against what he calls the Republican establishment.
The Republican establishment is trying to nullify the 2016 election. That's a brutal fact we have to face.
Well, he appears to be keeping his promise to wage war on the Washington establishment. The White House says that Bannon and President Trump, George, have only spoken once since he left the White House here.
Meantime, Cecilia, also some new reports that at least some of the president's lawyers wanted Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, out of the White House during this Russia investigation.
Yeah, this is coming from the Wall Street Journal, George. It says that basically Kushner is the person closest to the president who had the most dealings with the Russians during the campaign. Also, that he didn't initially disclose any of those contacts. George, as you know, Kushner has maintained all those contacts were related to his work during the campaign. He says he did nothing wrong.
And he's not going anywhere, at least not yet. Meantime, the president is trying to get to the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, George, this is just coming out right now. He spoke to the governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands on Monday. Apparently, they had this conversation about a possible visit. It's unclear how the president could pull this off, given all of that damage down there. The president has also, George, said that he wants to go to Florida. No trip set for that yet either.
Okay, Cecilia Vega, thanks very much, Robin.
And, George, now the latest on the showdown with North Korea over its nuclear program. The UN Security Council unanimously imposed new sanctions on North Korea on Monday. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said the sanctions will cut deep.
We are not looking for war. The North Korean regime has not yet passed the point of no return. If it agrees to stop its nuclear program, it can reclaim its future.
Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, has more, joins us from Washington this morning. And Martha, nothing has worked so far. Could these sanctions make a difference?
Well, Robin, anything's possible, but despite Nikki Haley's warnings, the sanctions are a watered-down version of what the U.S. wanted, which was to block all oil exports to North Korea. Instead, there will now be a cap on oil exports. The U.S. also wanted authorization for countries to inspect ships going in and out of North Korea, which might have weapons or fuel on board. The Trump administration wanted language that allowed all necessary means to be used to inspect those ships, which could mean the use of force. That language was not approved by the Council. It was largely China and Russia that wanted that language out, but the changes, as you said, did end with a unanimous decision.
And we know this all comes as North Korea is expected to launch another ICBM.
Exactly. South Korea thinks so, and it would be the third test of a missile potentially capable of reaching the U.S. mainland. So if he launches that missile, it will be a very early indication of just what Kim Jong-un thinks of these new sanctions, although it will surely take a while for them to take effect, Robin.
That's right. All right, Martha, thank you.
All right, thank you, Robin. And now to Apple's big reveal, the new iPhone. It has been unveiled today. It's sparking so much anticipation and speculation. Rebecca Jarvis is at Apple's new headquarters in Cupertino, California, with more. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Michael. And there is so much excitement surrounding this reveal. Coming a decade after the very first iPhone was unveiled, it's expected to be the fanciest and likely the most expensive iPhone to date, with a rumored price tag of $1,000. That would be double what the first iPhone cost and more than a lot of laptops cost today. Take a look at these pictures. This picture coming from iDrop News, based on what they say was leaked data, they show that this new iPhone would be somewhere in size between the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus, and it comes with likely a lot of new features. For example, facial recognition technology, where you can use literally your own face to unlock your phone. The camera is also expected to be an improved camera, maybe even a 3D camera. In addition to that, augmented reality. So if you remember Pokemon Go, that was an augmented reality game. That type of technology could be built into this new phone. Also, wireless charging, so you don't have to plug your phone in anymore in order to charge it. And finally, that home button, Michael, that we're also used to pressing to get back to the home screen, that could be gone from this new phone. One addition here, though, there might be multiple phones coming out today. There were a lot of rumors and speculation that that most expensive version, the $1,000 version, will come with two other versions that will cost you a little bit less, Michael.
Well, right when I get used to the button, they take it away from me. And you know, Rebecca, the other big reveal from Apple is their office building, which is right behind you. So what are some of the highlights of their new office building?
This is it, and I have to tell you, we drove up in the dark this morning, and it looks a little bit like a UFO. People have said this before. I think actually it resembles maybe even a little bit an ice skating rink in here. This building directly behind me is the Steve Jobs Theater. That's where the big iPhone reveal is going to be later this morning. In addition to that, this is a $5 billion project overall. It's called Apple Park. This is the new headquarters for Apple. They can house 12,000 employees, I'm told. They have this incredible fitness center and all these other bells and whistles for employees. And this was the Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, his dream. This was his vision, and he wanted it to be the best office building in the world for people to come to work.
Okay. Well, they have a lot of cash from selling all those iPhones.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, George. Let's go back to Gingertown with more in the rain from Irma.
I just keep looking at that office. I bet their food is good there, too. I do want to talk about the rest of Irma. Charleston, South Carolina had 9.92 feet of storm surge. That is their third largest storm surge. You can see the images there of the water just up and over, not just the sidewalks and roads, but into the buildings. So they're going to be dealing with cleanup there. And then more than 20 inches of rain falling close to Fort Pierce, Florida. That's who came out with the most out of Irma. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the Tuesday trivia brought to you by Walgreens.
Getting your flu shot at Walgreens is easier than ever. Just walk right in and pay $0 with most insurance. Plus, when you get a flu shot at Walgreens, you help provide a life-saving vaccine to a child in need through the UN Foundation. It's that easy to get your flu shot and make a difference. So swing by your local Walgreens today. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
We'll keep the umbrella handy next couple of days. Today, the possibility of a sprinkle with more clouds than anything. We're mid-70s for temperatures. Tomorrow, those temperatures start coming up, and with tropical air from the remnants of Irma, we've got a chance of rain throughout the next couple of days. Our best chance, again, will be Thursday, where we could pick up a half to as much as an inch of rain. The weekend, though, is looking dry, and there's our last day. It's our farewell for Doug Hill. The weekend, lower 80s for highs.
Coming up, murder mystery solved, the new discovery and confession after a Houston mother vanished the day before Hurricane Harvey hit.
And the parents filing a major lawsuit against the Boy Scouts after their son died on a hike. They say it was too aggressive.
I'm Phil Mickelson, pro golfer.
I'm Karen. I'm a teacher.
My psoriatic arthritis caused joint pain.
Just like my